when they say they're disconnected, they're still watching you. So you put your credit card details in, they record that. You put your CVV number in, they record that. You put your password in, they record that. And once you have stuff like this, it's keys to the kingdom.
Hello and welcome to the Cost of Living Newscast from Kent County Council. In this episode, our journalist Elizabeth Matsangou is speaking to Gavin Saunders, Cyber Prevent and Protect Officer for Kent Police, about the various online scams targeting businesses today and what business people should look out for in order to avoid them. For more advice and tips, click the subscribe button below, follow Kent County Council's public protection or business advice accounts on social media, or sign up to receive scam alerts or business bulletins by email. Links below.
Hi Gavin, thank you for joining us today. So firstly, could you tell us what impact is the cost of living crisis having on the number of businesses that are falling victim to fraud and cybercrime?
Businesses are always going to be targeted by fraudsters, by scam artists, by people trying to get money out of them. An added pressure for this year is the cost of living crisis. And you tend to find it's what they call micro, small and medium business. So micro business is someone that is a one-person organisation. So they will often be run out of their home and it might be a lot of mail order staff. A small business is up to about 50 people, a medium business is up to about 250. So what you'll tend to find is scam artists, fraudsters will target those businesses as their preference because they don't have high-tech security, limited staff, large order volumes. And one of the key things that the fraudsters do is what is called a phishing scam. Now, a phishing scam has three elements. The first element of a phishing scam will be an email will be sent with a link to click on this link, get a free PlayStation. Click on this link for a £50 PlayStation. People will click on the link, put some details in, maybe use a credit card or a gift card, and they will never ever see what they've purchased. For a business, the way it'll work is when the business clicks on that link, they're effectively giving the fraudster man in the middle access to their business. Another one is spear phishing. Now, spear phishing differs from phishing because with phishing, most emails will be, dear sir, dear madam, dear customer. There is no personal salutation. If an email is, dear Mr. Smith, dear Mrs. Jones, that is spear phishing because through a little bit of work, a fraudster has been able to identify potentially the person's name, and then they make it more personal. Because if you get an email that says, dear Mr. Saunders, if I get that email, I'm more likely to open it. The really clever one is something called whaling. And this is where an email will be sent to a senior member of staff in the organisation. They will target the chief finance officer and then spoof their email to say send an email to a very junior finance officer. And it will normally be sent on a Friday afternoon. It will be, oh, Jamie, this payment is due. The company have changed their bank account details. These are their new details. Don't bother calling me. I'm at a Christmas party. So what you'll find with this one is the junior finance officer will do exactly as they're told because everything looks right. And then what the business finds is their payment to their supplier, which might be for a six-figure sum, gets diverted to the fraudster. And once it's been diverted and paid, and it's normally paid by the fast cash system, it's incredibly difficult to retrieve. Banks have to be on their toes to retrieve it. The CEO scam is actually very closely linked to the whaling scam. It's often used in the very similar way. So it's a senior executive sends an instruction to someone junior to do something. That instruction could be to make a payment, to change a payment, to set something up. If you're a person in a business, you will do what the boss tells you.
So what scams out there involve invoices and mandates?
What you tend to find is an invoice fraud is normally an insider threat. You might have a disgruntled employee who left the business and took a pack of invoices with them, or a current employee who knows they're only a temporary employee and has actually been got at by someone external. Because of what's happening now with the current economy and the cost of living, insider threats are becoming more of a threat. Mandate, again, links back to the CEO scam and the phishing. It will be the instruction that says, And unfortunately, a lot of businesses and public sector, especially for this, they have to publish everything online. A criminal can find those payments, see a regular payment that's, say, made every month on the third Tuesday of the month, then use the phishing and CEO scam to send the details in to say, oh yeah, this is a regular payment that's due. The finance officer looks and says, yeah, actually, that is a regular payment. We make that one every Tuesday. We've had an issue with our bank. We've changed our bank's details. Can you make sure the payment goes to this account? And that's the mandate fraud.
And how do scammers use computer viruses to attack businesses?
Most threats of computer virus are actually fake. There are very few individuals who will actually be able to use a computer virus properly. If we're talking about viruses, ransomware, etc., they will often be nation state hackers, sponsored hackers, and big hacker collectives. What it will often be is the person will receive a phone call or an email to say, yeah, this is Microsoft. We've been monitoring your computer. You've got a virus. Click on this link or go to this website and we'll help you get rid of the virus. There's approximately 100 trillion installs of Microsoft worldwide. Microsoft do not monitor every single computer that has Microsoft installed. They don't do it. Apple won't do it. None of the companies will ever do this. That's a scam. They're trying to install on your computer what they call an RAT, remote access Trojan, which then, and it's companies use this, it's called TeamViewer. So what you'll get is your IT company in a big company, if you have an issue with your computer, they'll log into your works computer and they'll be able to see what you're doing. So what they want to do is install the remote access Trojan. They then install this, so anytime you do anything on your computer, even when they say they've disconnected, they're still watching you. So you put your credit card details in, they record that. You put your CVV number in, they record that. You put your password in, they record that. And once you have stuff like this, it's keys to the kingdom. Go back 5 years and ransomware was all about locking your files up and then you having to pay for it to release them. Ransomware is now about stealing all your company data and then locking your files up. Data is very, very valuable. Someone's online life, credit card details, addresses, phone numbers, insurance, everything is online, and that is incredibly valuable data to a scammer. And that is what they will primarily be targeting these now in the current climate. If you have a data breach, you are legally obliged to report it to the Information Commissioner within 72 hours. If you fail to report it, a business can be fined up to 4% of their turnover or 250 million euros, whichever is higher.
And finally, what is your advice for our audience today?
If I had to give everyone a single piece of advice, it would actually be split into two to be cheeky. But the first one is take 5. And this take 5 has been running for years around fraud. Take 5 breaths to think about if something is real. Or take 5 minutes. And then linked to that is Tell 2. And again, Tell 2 is a program that's been running for years, but a lot of people don't know about it. So anybody who watches this, please tell 2 other businesses or friends about some of these hints, tips, and scams. Because if you tell 2 people, and then they tell 2 people, and they tell 2 people, within a short space of time, thousands of people and thousands of businesses know what is going on.
We can't take action without your reports. We need everyone who comes across them to speak up and report scams and criminals. Even if you've seen a scam many times before, your reporting can help us target our resources and warn and protect others. If you have information on doorstep criminals, counterfeit, fake or illegal goods, illicit tobacco, loan sharks or underage sales, contact the charity Crime Stoppers on 0800 555 111. You'll stay 100% anonymous, always. To report scams and get advice on consumer issues, call the Citizens Advice Consumer Helpline on 0808 223 1133. Thank you for helping us protect Kent from scammers and criminals.